Stop the presses, my friends. We have a major announcement. There's a lot of news going on right now with regards to COVID and with all of the different policies that are happening. And I want to react to the new change to the Payroll Protection Program Loans and what that means for small business owners. If you're new to my channel, I'm Amy Walker. I'm a small business strategist, and I work with a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners in helping them to grow their business. And this is big breaking news. If you are a small business owner, you definitely need to know what's up. So let's go ahead and listen, and then I will tell you my thoughts.
As I explained to Pilar and Tim, the two small business people I spoke to.
Okay, so first of all, can we just say this is one of my pet peeves with all politicians? Like, why do they need to name random people that we've never heard of? You know, I was speaking with Bob down by the side of the road and I heard blah, blah, blah. They all do this. It drives me crazy. I'm like, we don't really know who Tim is. There's no context, but somewhere at home, Tim is like, he's talking to me.
On Wednesday, the Small Business Administration is going to establish a 14-day exclusive PPP loan application period for businesses and nonprofits with fewer than 20 employees. People can go out and find how to get a hold of these loans.
So what do I think about that?
People can find out more at the SBA.gov. Small Business Administration will also remove barriers that have stopped many businesses from being able to apply for these loans. For example, we're making it so that a student loan default or a non-fraud related criminal record does not prohibit someone from applying for the program.
So I think both of these are really good adjustments because, you know, the reality is, let's be honest, there are people who do really stupid things when they're young, right? And if you're in your early 20s and you had any kind of a conviction, it could have been drug-related conviction, you know, you were not eligible to apply. Well, maybe you're like 55 years old right now and you've been really on the right track with your life for a long time, and you just weren't able to have access to that. So I think this is good. I mean, obviously, if you've committed fraud, there could be nervousness that you'd be committing fraud again. So that's probably a good thing. And then, you know, business is hard, you guys. Like, you go through ups and downs in different seasons. And so I think it's quite possible that you could have been a business owner, defaulted on a student loan, got back on track, and now you're able to apply for this loan. So I actually think both of those are really positive changes.
We're also making it easier for those one-person businesses, like the home repair contractors, beauticians, small independent retailers, to secure forgivable PPP loans.
I love this because there are so many solopreneur businesses out there, and you know, it's only one person, but the reality is that one person is caring for a lot of times their entire family. And so even though it maybe doesn't have a large impact beyond the scope of that business owner, it means the world to that business owner. So I think that's really good. I think also that I can't remember the last time I heard someone wanting to be called a beautician. So maybe, you know, hit up the speechwriters to upgrade your lingo here on this one.
At the same time, we're increasing access by increasing oversight. I invite any inspector general in this program with jurisdiction over this program to closely look at these loans and publicly report on any issues they uncover inconsistent with what I'm saying today. We will ensure every dollar is spent well. These changes will bring much needed, long overdue to help to small businesses who really need help staying open.
Okay, so the oversight is good because if you didn't get the first round of funding and you tried, you know kind of what happened was they opened up the PPP and the banks really lended heavily towards the bigger businesses. So a lot of small businesses with, you know, one employee or two employees, they just didn't really get any funding. A lot of independent contractors who, you know, that's how they make their money. is doing contracts for other companies, they were not included and didn't have access in the first round. So there was a lot. I mean, honestly, I felt like that first round of funding, it just depended on how good your banker was as to whether or not you got it. And people who were working with bigger banks, they focused on their bigger clients. People who were working with small credit unions that were small business owners got the first round of PPP, but a lot of people didn't. So I actually think this is good. The other thing that happened the first round was you had companies who got PPP and had cash reserves. Like, they did not need that money. They had cash reserves in place and could have, withstood the storm, but they got the PPP, and then some of them ended up trying to give it back. So this oversight and giving it basically a pause for 2 weeks, I think is a very good thing. I think he's just about done here, but let's just see.
Maintaining jobs and making ends meet. And this is a starting point, not the ending point. We need Congress to pass my American Rescue Plan.
Okay, so I think that's pretty much the end of what he's talking about here. So let's break this down. The Payroll Protection Program Loan is a loan that you can get that is forgivable, that if it goes towards paying your payroll or paying your rent, then you can get that loan forgiven. You do have to dedicate the funds to those specific approved purposes, and there may be a few other ones that I'm not thinking of, but it has to go towards that money in order to be forgiven. So this is a great resource for small businesses. I know it's not enough, you guys. It's 2.5 months of what you normally paid out in wages. So, and it needs to go to the same people. So if you take the money and then you just pay it all to yourself and you don't keep the people that you're supposed to be protecting their payroll, then that could be an issue. So you do need to talk with your accountant about how you can use these funds and make sure you use it correctly. And I am not claiming to be an expert on accounting practices, but I think this is a really good program for a lot of small business owners. The 2-week window. So let's clarify something else that I asked my accountant, because I was like, is this a new round of funding? Is this like a third round of PPP? It is not. It is the second round of PPP, but what they're doing is they're giving 2 weeks where only smaller businesses can apply for it. So it also is opening up the opportunity for the businesses who did not get it the first round, that now they can come in and have this window where they can apply. And businesses who did, small guys who did get it the first go around, can apply again for a second round. 44% of our nation's economy is coming through small business. So I am always happy when I'm seeing legislation and policy that is good for small business owners. Now, on the flip side of this, am I concerned about the massive amount of debt that our country is going into and passing on to future generations? Yes, I am. But do I also think that if we're going to be giving out tons of money, that we need to secure and hold on to some of it for small business owners? Yes, I do. So if you are a small business owner, I would recommend that you run, don't walk to Pasco, collect your $200, reach out to a small credit union who has like a small business team that is set up to help you do this. My accountant actually hooked me up with a credit union that is not even in my state that was doing policies for other clients of his. And so we got both rounds of PPP, which is helpful. You guys, it just is helpful. In order to get this round, you have to show that one quarter from 2020 did worse than that same quarter from 2019. So for example, this was my scenario, and I'm sure this applies to a lot of small business owners. When COVID first hit, it went to crap for a hot minute, right? Like all my clients were canceling and all my speaking gigs were canceling and all my events were canceling. And it was this moment of like, what is happening in my business right now? And we adjusted and we figured things out, as I know so many of you did, but we had one quarter from 2019 that was higher than that same quarter in 2020. So that is what they're looking for in this round of funding. And what that will allow you to do is to then pay your payroll in order to, for those months. And you can use other funds that you have in order to strengthen your business in other areas. Here's why I think this is so important. And even if you like are in an okay place right now, I would still take the money because we don't know what's coming down the pipeline. And that's the biggest thing that I've seen in the last 12 months for small business owners is there's a lot of instability and insecurity, and we do not know what is coming. So anything that you can do to invest in strengthening your company, whether that means you need to be able to put some money aside for cash reserves at a later point, or you need to be able to strengthen your infrastructure, or you've got to get online. You guys, if you're not online right now, my heart is a little scared for you. So you've got to get online. And so if you can use those funds to pay your payroll and then use the money you would have paid to pay your payroll to ensure that your business is going to be around in a year, no matter what happens, then I would take the cash and I would run with it. So there you have it, my friends. That is my reaction to the new payroll protection 2-week window for the little guys. I am always grateful when we are looking out for the little guys. So if you are new to the channel and you like this content, please subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can get notified every time we release new content. Leave me a comment. What do you think? Are you excited about this? Are you mad about this? What are all the feels that are going on in your feeler with regards to this new policy? And I can't wait to hear from you again. If you need some help and resources for growing your business, we have got a ton on the channel, so feel free to binge to your heart's content. Thanks, everyone.